For me, it started way back in my childhood days. My parents used to run a business and a restaurant called the Four Winds in East Yorkshire, just outside Driffield. So really, from a very early age, I kind of grew up in the catering environment, and to the point that kind of around the age of 13, 14, began really from going back as far as sorting out the bottle skips on a Sunday morning after the night before of the Saturday night Scamping the Basket dinner dances, and sorting out all the Brick Vic bottles and the soda siphons, and if you were lucky you might find 2 or 3 pence in the bottom of the bottle skips, and that was the bonus for your wages, or sometimes it was your wages. So really from there just progressed on, and then took an interest into the business, along with my brothers and sisters too, because they're a whole family of caterers. Okay. And really went working through the kitchens, from literally doing the washing up to the bread and butter, making salads and desserts, into the hot kitchen, and even as far as into the restaurant for the restaurant service too. So waitering, bar manager and restaurant manager and so on, and really had a real good grounding for the industry from there, and then went into the local colleges, particularly Hull College, for the 2 years basic training. I was given the opportunity to go over to Paris as well for a month to a French patisserie school and learn some of the French ways and techniques firsthand there on their very own front door. So it was a really fantastic opportunity. During that time, I had met my wife now, obviously, and we used to have a lot of dinner parties, and these dinner parties people always say, so how does Nigel do this and how does Nigel do that? So one early hours of the morning, my wife said to me, tell you what, why don't we make some DVDs? That way if they want to know how to do this, this and this, they can buy the DVD. So that's really how we got into doing the cookery demonstrations on stage initially. So I did some demonstrations down in the Midlands in Melton Mowbray, and I actually followed on stage from John Christophe Novelli, which obviously I think everyone knows and is familiar with the name. But having done my demonstration straight after JC, he'd noticed what I'd done from behind the scenes, from the monitors and so on, and later in the afternoon he came round to the stall holders where we were there still promoting our DVDs, and he was so impressed with the demonstration I'd given to the audience there, following on from himself. He said to me, you must come to my academy and deliver some courses, which certainly clearly wasn't on my game plan that morning when I got out of bed. But it really proved to be quite fruitful, because we arranged the course in JC's own farmhouse kitchen called Passionates, Puddings and Decadent Desserts over a Valentine's weekend in 2008, and really kind of progressed from there to the point I did some corporate entertaining with him as well, entertaining on a cookery school type basis in a venue in Hertfordshire. So really I came away from JC's thinking that's not a bad idea, cookery school. So the 2.5 hours drive, I was really kind of grinding my cogs in my brain thinking, how can I go about this? And literally put it together within about 6 months. We had a website up and running, and we were taking bookings for a cookery school on a smaller scale than JC's. We just take 4 people at a time, and it's really developed from there. It was for Princess Royal, Princess Anne, and she was here on 2 or 3 official engagements in the North Lincolnshire region, and we were asked to provide canapes and an afternoon tea for 70 people, including Royal Highness. So it was quite an intense day, and again, because of the actual event, we were told to keep our staffing levels to an absolute minimum for security reasons. So it was just literally 3 people, myself being chef and 2 others with the food service side. It was quite intensive, because we had to really base the theme on everything very local, fresh produce, organic, and again very British, whether it be English, Welsh, Scottish ingredients we were using. So it was, I can't say it was a complete challenge, because we do use lots of local ingredients anyway, but it was certainly a challenge to cook for royalty. Serious pressure. Well, literally, Katie from the Hull Truck, she contacted me and explained the event they were hoping to put on, which was kind of on the cards.
We decided to do the food festival as we thought it would be a good idea to bring something new into the theatre and potentially bring in new audiences, as well as being a good fundraising tool for the day. Well, Nigel's a local chef and he does a lot of demonstrations in the area and for Radio Humberside. So Nigel came on board with us to run the event, and obviously James Martin, we got in touch with his agent and asked him if he would be willing to come along and assist Nigel on the day and make it a good event.
Really, the reason why I say yes to a lot of these things is the local produce that you find, and I found 1 or 2 things while I've been here. Just a couple of things that I'll probably take back with me as well. Rapeseed oil's getting more and more popular nowadays.
Yeah.
So that's popping up everywhere. Great cheeses here, great eggs.
And the ciders.
Ciders, honey was great, and little things that you kind of pick up, because I think as chefs you become quite blinkered. We've got loads of restaurants going on.
Complacent sometimes.
Well, I always think it's like a racehorse. You're all running in the same direction, but don't exactly know where you're headed until you take the blinkers off and you have a look round.
That's it, yeah.
And then coming to these things, you get to see all the different types of food that are off.
It was a busy day, but you know, like anything, hard work pays rewards.
And we sold 3 shows for the demonstration, so we hope to get over 1,000 people. Obviously, on the day we got more than that. Because
yeah, I think that, and I think it's testament to the fact that it's a sellout. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it is really popular, and I've done these things. You know, I did one in Bolton, and I remember the first one, and 6,000 people turned up, and you just think, oh, and they anticipated 800. They're becoming hugely popular, food festivals, and the more you do them, I think you can't just do them once. That's the key to it, because these things grow and grow and grow. And you know, you need to get more people involved in it, and those suppliers then go and talk to other suppliers, and they get into it as well. So as long as they go happy, the stallholders, everybody's happy. You know.
A lot of it's awareness, getting people out there in the local community to realise the good produce that there is locally on the doorstep, because people buy online all the time, they go to far places and, you know, bring back ingredients, but it's here on the doorstep. It was a long day, it was 8:30 till 10:30 thereabouts. A lot of pressure, because obviously the timing issues with the theatre programme of what we were doing, but it was a real buzz in the audience, in the atmosphere of the theatre itself, with the food festival going on. And from my point of view, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think James did too. If you were to ask him, I'm sure he said the same. And it was just a real buzz all the way through. We were keeping it on the lines of the meats as like spring lamb, so a nice herb-crusted spring lamb, which we were doing. We had some fish being whole. We couldn't not do fish, so we had some nice fillets of haddock, which we turned into quenelles and served with a reduction cream white wine sauce. A real host of recipes all the way through the day.
After discussions with Nigel, we realised that the line of sight for the demonstrations was actually better than we thought, so we could release a few more tickets. So we released about another 60 tickets that we had a waiting list for.
Well, really from here, it's, you know, I think I'm right in saying that Hull Truck are hoping to hold these events on a more regular basis, maybe annually. So we'd like to think maybe we can get more involved and put on some more shows in association with themselves. But for me personally, again, it's a hectic year ahead. Already we've got bookings in Bedfordshire, Chester, Staffordshire, all over the place still anyway, so we've still got a hectic programme of demonstrations to do. Okay, currently the campaign we're involved in is called Love Food, Hate Waste, and it's a government-backed initiative which a lot of councils nationally are taking up. It's all about showing people how they can utilise some foods they've got which they might think twice about using normally, whether it be a loaf of stale bread or half a tin of beans which they've got left and they're thinking, well, shouldn't eat them, fruit and vegetables and all these kind of ingredients. So we're really showing people that they can really utilise them, still create a nice, healthy, wholesome meal without throwing it away and affecting their bank balances, basically. So it's all about using ingredients, saving money and being more resourceful. And you can contact us through the web or give us a call. Either way, there'll be someone at the end of the phone or at the end of a keyboard.